Okay, we're here today with Roy Oppenheim, and Roy, I hear that you were interviewed yesterday by the Associated Press.
Yes, AP picked up on the fact that FEMA is seriously considering to use the excess foreclosure housing stock, particularly here in Florida and elsewhere in the United States, in cases of emergencies, and here in Florida, of course, in case of hurricanes. It's an idea that we've been talking about and lecturing about for probably over a year or two now, because it just seems so logical, instead of using these trailers that they have to truck down, and they're not really the safest kind of things, to put people in homes that are vacant and help stabilize neighborhoods. And since the government's paying for it anyway, because they have to pay for these to put these folks somewhere, it makes sense to put them and integrate them into neighborhoods where they can use the schools and use the facilities that are being underutilized in the first place. And it just makes perfect sense that this is a great way to start to absorb the excess housing stock that we have here in the United States, particularly in Florida.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll have a safe hurricane season and we won't have to look down that route.
Right, but the fact is, there are always black swan events, whether it's a hurricane, whether it's an earthquake, whether it's, God forbid, some sort of man-made crisis. We are always going to need to have that excess housing stock. It's kind of like whenever there's a crisis, you have to anticipate the crisis. I mean, if Noah hadn't built the ark, the animals wouldn't have had any place to go. So we as a nation have to always be building arks and be prepared for the next black swan that's around the corner that you can't anticipate. And so I think the idea that FEMA is now taking a problem like the excess housing stock and saying, hey, this could be our ark for those folks who get displaced. And it may not just be in the United States. It could be folks who are displaced from another country and that we have to bring in for humanitarian reasons. But we need to have this excess housing stock as our national ark right now to help for unanticipated problems that come on down the road.
Okay, great. So if somebody wants to read about that story, we can look at it where?
They just can Google it and type in my name and type in AP, or it's picked up all over the country.
Or on your blog?
Or on my blog.
Okay, great.
Thanks.
And that website address is?
SouthFloridaLawBlog.com.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Roy.